right, let's see how this works. There could be some little problems, but I think we can solve them regardless. Just gonna pop up a Reaper instance and load the latest Helix bundle I just made. You guys making hardware modelers today, this is how you do it. You make a plugin version and the hardware version exactly the same as much as you possibly can, where you can share presets between them. There are some things that you can't do on the plugin that you can do on the hardware, and vice versa. But some of those are I think, poor design decisions that can be corrected, and some of those are just things that kind of have to be given the nature of what's going on. But for the most part, it's just it's a dream, honestly. So when you're making a brand new modeler today, if you don't do this, I think you're crazy. As much as I really am looking forward to that Headrush Prime, it should be 100% compatible with Revolver, and it's not yet. I mean, what I mean is that you should be able to make presets in Revolver for it, send it to it, and back and forth or whatever. Call it Headrush Prime plugin, doesn't matter. We know how that happened with the Quad Cortex, of course, and you know, Fractal, I think, is still saying that they're not making a plugin. But let me get to what this, where this is. So, sorry, a little under the weather. So, I saw this post. Is again James Freeman, who has really been great about helping me understand Helix sounds and presets and things. He had this. Let me make sure this is actually playing through Restream. Hold on. So this is a preset he made in Helix. So of course I said, is there a Helix preset for this? This is awesome. And he sent me this. So let's go grab it and see if we have a problem here. Why am I signed in as the music school? Interesting. Oh well. Okay, so here we are. So I'm going to drag that into, yeah, I don't know. I'll just put it in here. There's some new slots here. I'll just drop it in here for now. Why is it acting like it's going to get 5 of them? Actually, you know what? Let me put it in testing. I may end up using this thing. That's why. Well, why? Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Copy. Nope. Okay. I guess it's because this thing's still zipped up. Extract here. Okay, I'm going to copy this to my Helix presets. I have a James Freeman. Oh, I do. Okay, now this should work. Yay. All right. Okay, so let's see what he's got going here. I'm going to grab a guitar. You guys don't want to see my stupid face, right? Maybe it'll help if you see the guitar. There's gonna be a little bit of lag. No, that's too big. Yeah, you know what? I gotta set this up. Okay, that's not working. That little one's sort of working. Okay. All right, well, we'll just try that for now. I think you can see the guitar. All right, so let's see what we got going here. Horizon Gate, which is one I've been using a lot. In EQ. So this is before the amp. Looks like he is taking a lot of the lows out at 200 hertz. Yeah, that's all that this is doing. 8 decibels at 200 hertz. And the amp is the Vitriol lead. Man, everybody's been using this thing. This is one of the newer amps, and it kind of scares me that this is the one they're using, as if the other older Helix amps couldn't do what needed to be done. And typically with James, I'll see these. Like, see these 2 parametrics right here? And if I were to actually use this preset, I would take all 3 of these 2 EQs, and this cabinet. I'd turn them into an impulse response. Oh, look at that. He's using 4x12 Moon with T75 speakers. Why would it be that? Is there nothing else with the... Yeah, so here's a Uber shawl with the... Or Uber cab, whatever, with the T75. So if I were to do this, I would make an impulse out of these 3 items right here, the 2 EQs in the cabinet. Okay, so let me arm this. I'm going to set this to 25 for my guitar. And let's turn monitoring on. Well, actually, I wonder, what is he using for Horizon? I have this. Oh, yeah. See, he's got the sensitivity way down like I do. Interesting. I might do it even more, but... Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's see what this sounds like. And if you hear that ringing, this is like a totally shielded guitar. Let me turn off the gate. Okay, you hear that? I have a feeling that's my phone in my pocket. So let me, oh, no, it's not. What is it? Helix itself. Something in this room. I'm really not sure what. This is very annoying. I don't remember how to play this. I don't remember how to play it, sorry. Wow. So these pickups might be a little bit higher gain than what he had. I've got some passives. I don't know if this actually guitar works. Let's just try rolling off some of the volume on the pickup. Yeah, that's actually more like it, huh? So, you know, you guys want to see me do this in a way that, let's see, let me think. Okay, so first of all, let me show you my kitchen sink presets here. Let me just make sure. So So these are my basic presets. Because I'm constantly going through and trying different sounds. This is my main one that I've been playing with since forever. This is a Rev Gen Purple, and this is kind of a kitchen sink preset. So I have a 12-string clean sound. Most of my clean sounds I play with the 12-string effect, which I'm doing with the Poly Capo. So I'm just pitching up an octave, even though that makes the high strings wrong. It actually sounds better to me than their 12-string effect. So on the 12-string one, I used to have a pitch block here, so I could always do half a step down or whatever. Now, the trouble is, when you use the vitriol, it eats so much CPU that you can't put a lot of this stuff here. I used to have an amplifier here instead of this distortion box for this. This is my harmony. Okay, sorry. Let me just go through this for you. Okay. Now this is all controlled by my pedal board, but this is the plug-in version. So here's my 12-string version. Okay, so that is it's got that horizon gate. I'm actually using a little bit lower sensitivity than James was. I could make it a little bit more aggressive. It's got some kind of compressor. It's got a TS-808 for the preamp thing. It's got an auto engage wah right here, and then the Rev Gen, but this is bypass for this. This parallel path down here is from my harmonizer. This send right here goes to my keyboard pedal. It's a polyphonic. It's a more what is it called? More Synth E9000 or something. I'm really hoping Line 6 does the a polyphonic pitch shifter themselves, but who knows? It might eat too much CPU. So in this case, so this one's going gate, compressor, then it goes to this EQ, which is an acoustic simulator. So if I turn this off, actually a little bit more solid, but I kind of like this thinner. Okay, so from there goes to a parametric EQ that kind of does some things I need to that sound. Here's the 12-string, how that happens. Another compressor afterwards. Okay, so there really is a lot going on. Chorus, this delay, reverb right here. Let me turn that off. It's not doing too much, but without it sounds a little bit dead. A volume thing I have on the pedal that I barely use. This send right here is for the dual path thing, so that this can go out to a guitar amp that's already has a 12-inch speaker, so you don't want the speaker simulator on it. And finally, this last thing right here is the is this speaker simulator. Now, the problem with doing this, if I put an IR here that takes into account everything, then this one's going to be a little bit wrong. So if we look at another one of these kitchen sink presets, so here's a vitriol, so it's using a little bit less stuff. I've had to move things around because of how much CPU this amp actually eats. It's crazy. Like, there's not much left. Actually, I might be able to get a little bit more out of that. Maybe these sends eat too much. I don't know. So yeah, no. So because that one's I'm doing one of these ones. Okay, so I'm using an IR up here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull that off with this. Let's see if there's enough room left to put an IR. Ooh, there is. Ooh, there is. Okay, never mind. All right, so problem averted. However, I kind of screwed up. So these are different versions of doing. This one's doing it with the preamp instead to eat less CPU. Here's I made my own version of the Bogren digital stuff, and I wasn't thinking about this, but sure enough, the EQ here. Wow, so I messed up. There's another way I should do this. So in this case, I'm taking all the EQ that's after the amp and putting it into this impulse response, and that means that if I send this off to a guitar amp, there's actually going to be a problem. Check this out, actually. So this is now this isn't exactly like the Bogren stuff because I have made my delays and reverb and stuff. So, my version of what they use, the 5169, the 6606. I'm having trouble telling the difference between them, honestly. The BDH3. Sounds so similar to me. And then the Mesa, the Rev C. Now this one is vintage. Single coil mode. Nice. The other ones, let's see. Let me try the same thing here. Oh, pretty cool. So let me go back. So you saw the 12 string. And my basic rhythm sound. And I have my lead sound. It's just got more delays and more reverb. Harmonizer, no, on my keyboard, which is really just this. The send goes straight to it, and then it returns over here, goes through one compressor, and then some of the effects and stuff. I don't have that on, of course, on my my plug-in version. You could hear it if I have my pedal board plugged in. Next is acoustic, which is just not the 12 string. So it's the same as the 12 string sound, just with this off. I actually have it EQ'd a little bit different. Then I have my crunch sound, which I never use, so I made it sound like Parental Guidance by Judas Priest. Which I can't play. Now 7, my harmonizer. Use for a dummy so that I can move things around. Okay, so if I were to put this into that preset, what we're going to have to do is go to a recent project. Dirac Impulse Makers. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so I'm going to go to that preset. And really, if I want to do this right, I should make 2 different IRs. I should make one that's these 2 EQs and one that's this cabinet. That way, when I do put it in the, let me just make another track so we can always compare real easy. When I do put this in the kitchen sink preset, I can put these two as an IR right here after the amp. And that means that when it goes to the speaker, at least it's going to have the EQs of this amp going to the speaker simulator, or when it goes out to a guitar cabinet. Now, I haven't in real life needed to do this, but just in case that my whole PA system dies or my FR system dies, whatever, I could send it to a regular guitar amp and have something reasonable. The cleans aren't going to be anywhere near as good, but the distortion should be pretty damn close. So in that case, I should make two IRs. One for these two EQs and one for this cabinet. So let's do that first of all. So I'm going to bypass everything else. Get back to single sample. Okay, so if you guys don't know, let me save this. So here's how we're making this impulse. You see this right here? So I'm going to zoom way in, okay? This is a single sample. Just taken all the way up to as loud as it goes. My 0 dB FS. And it's just going to click. That's all it is. Here, listen, I'll play it for you. I don't even know if this will make it to YouTube, honestly. You hear that little pop? That right there is going to be what fires through the EQ. So I'm not sure if Line 6 has a way to prevent stealing impulses from commercial impulses. I don't think they actually do. Not that I want to give them any ideas. All right, so I want this output to come out pretty close to 0 here. So I'm gonna adjust this level a little bit. Okay. So now I'm gonna turn on Helix. So I'm at minus 3.7. That's not bad. I can go up on here. I don't think I want to go all the way to 0, 0, but let's maybe go 3.5. So now I'm at minus 0.2. I'm a little bit scared of that. Let me, and I'm probably going to normalize it to, actually, I might not normalize this at all. So this is minus 0.3 dB full scale. Okay, so here we go. Now I'll right click this so you can see. So I'm going to do apply track take effects to items as new take mono output. Okay. That is that EQ. As simple as this looks, this should sound identical to that EQ. We're going to test that in a second. I'm going to drop this in Wavesaur. And I'm going to edit this. Okay. Now, I'm not exactly sure where this is going to end up. Okay, impulses for Helix. And I think I call this the Jason Zadora method. What do I call it? Trimmed. January, February, March, April. Where is this? Okay, hold on, sorry. I actually have to make an action. I used to have one in here to do this. Impulses for Helix. 48 kilohertz single sample impulse glued render 8. Okay, impulses for Helix. Render 8. Okay, so let me get to some Wavesaur. Okay, and I'm going to go 3 samples before the first 0 crossing. 1, 2, 3. I have a lot of trouble deciding how far ahead to do this. I think too far ahead actually causes some latency, but if you make it too short, it makes some trouble. And so I'm going to cut this at 2048. which is what the Helix wants. Helix will auto trim down to whatever I think, but so I want to save this as here's is going to be JF Mega EQ. Okay. And we're going to do some tests in a second, but let me get the other impulse real quick. So the other one we need sorry. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. The other one I need is going to be this cabinet right here. Well, tell me I didn't just screw up. Did I have these EQs off, or did I just turn them off now? Oh boy. I might have messed up. Well, so okay, so I know what this looks like. Just drop this down here so I can compare it later. I screwed up. Okay, turn the EQs back on. Cabinets off. I don't know. It seems like I had it right. Let's look at these two. This is how you could be able to tell, so it's okay. If these look the same, then like I'm sorry, I'm just really not thinking well right now. So you guys might have seen me click those off and say, "Hey, dummy, you just turned them off. Don't worry about it." Yeah, it looks right. Okay, so I'm gonna turn these off. I'm gonna turn on the cab. Go back to the original pulse. Okay. And I'm going to loop this to get the right level out of the cabinet. Now, I wish they would have handled the cabinets a little bit different here. You can see, so this is a dual one. It would be nice if you had a kind of an overview that showed them both for the mixing and everything. Like, probably should just have a level and pan in one box. I thought that there was a, yeah, see. So I don't want to mess with the levels independently. I'll mess them up. I almost want to put a volume knob after. And why do they drop so much level? Like, I'm a little worried to turn it up. Like, I'm going to make some kind of noise or something. I might just take this as it is. Look how low that is. So we're getting minus 14. Like, I want to crank these. So they're both at +3 right now. See how high these can go. So +6 is as high as they go. Okay. So really, this is going to be quiet no matter what, which is going to be kind of a bummer, but maybe it's going to be okay. And we're gonna A/B these things to check that they're the same. I don't know that you can actually null them. Actually, we could null them with a different process, I think. But let's render this real quick. And you see, this one is quite a bit more complicated than the EQ looked, right? When you do enough impulses, you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. I don't like this end right here, how abrupt it is. This looks strange to me. Is that the end of the... Let's see how many samples this is. Just doesn't that look weird? Tell me that doesn't look weird. Okay, so I'm going to change this to samples. Samples. That's 1027 samples. So I bet you that's actually 1024. So if you look at the impulse response, impulse loader, like what you have a choice in, 1024 or 2048. So their internal cabinet, and are these the new ones or the old ones? These are the new ones. their internal looks like it's going to be 1024. In fact, let's look at exactly where this thing is. Here's the first zero crossing. Is there a way to snap to sample? Let's see. Snap to project sample rate. Okay. Well, this thing's not on the sample rate, so that's a problem. There we go. Okay, so let's mark here. Let's mark the end. Look at that. I think that's the end right there. I wouldn't be super surprised if we saw 1023, 1024, whatever. Look at that, 1023 on the samples. Okay, so we just learned something, right? The internal cabinets that Helix has that everybody loves writing home to mama about is 1024 samples. So all of us guys worrying about these 5-second long samples, 2048 samples like me, I keep trimming them too. We're not gaining anything. I'm actually gonna make trouble by making a 2048. I'll show you here. Let's take a look. Doesn't matter. Helix will truncate them for us. I'm sure we'll be fine. But okay, let me get this. Okay, here it is. So this is the new one. You see how small this is? I am so tempted to normalize this thing, but I know I really shouldn't. So am I going to create latency by doing this one? Like I really want to do 1, 2, 3 right here. And I may be making trouble. Maybe I should trim these tighter. I've done some experiments where I've trimmed these things tighter and it doesn't seem to. Sometimes it makes trouble. Like you lose bass or it does some weird things. I really am still, maybe that's a question I'll ask on the forums in a little bit here. Now you see, when I cut this to 2048, it's kind of useless. Let's see, here we go. Check it out. So after 1024, 1026, whatever. So that's it's because I cut in front. This thing is useless. It's just flat line. But, you know, whatever. I got them all as 2048. I can keep them that way. So I'm going to call this JF Mega Cab. Okay. Why don't I just cooperate with me? Okay, so I'm going to put these in the IR loader. This is for Helix. Jason's Dora method. And in case you guys are AIXDSP plugin users, Jason Zadora is the guy who gave us the idea to stick the transient shaper inside our detector for multiband gate, which was a very, very awesome idea. Made it much better. All right, so put these in. Where's the last one? Chop master both. So it's going to go over these two. See, you can tell I buy so many impulses. It's ridiculous. Can do JF Mega EQ on 32. And JF Mega Cab on 33. And here is actually, as much as it looks like the plugin, and that's the point, this is actually my hardware editor right here. And you can see how close these things match. Right? It's pretty much the same program. There's a few differences. Like you'll notice these send controls, I can actually change them and stuff. That's another question. I'll look at that in a second. But so I got to go to these IR. So I want to do this now because so I don't forget and end up putting these in the wrong place. So 32 is the EQ, 33 is the cab. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, that can't be because I did all right, hold on. I actually did some cool stuff that I need to change. So 32 is actually going to be chop master lead. This is me combining some presets. Uh-oh. Yeah, see how I have... Yeah, those are different though. Man, see, it's so easy to confuse yourself with this stuff. Master lead, chop master clean. Okay, so it's going to be 34 and 35 that are these two. Okay. So 35 is the cab. See, good thing we're double checking, huh? 35 is the cab. 34 is going to be the EQ. And again, line 6, that's one of my complaints about the Helix stuff, is they handle IRs kind of lame. It's easy to get messed up. Okay, so 34 is the EQ. Is that right? 35 is the cab. $34 is EQ. 35 is the cab. Okay. Okay, so let's how can we test this? Let's duplicate this track. And let's send some white noise to it. How about that? Stone. Okay, this is going to get annoying real fast. So I'm going to turn the master volume down. So I'm going to do some pink noise. So I'm going to take this out of the master send. But I am going to send it to both channels here. I actually have a better way to do this. Let's see. Make a span track. Okay. So this guy's not going to go to the master. So watch this. Send that one. Send that one. And these guys are all going to get span on them. Sorry. And we're going to call this one actual. How about that? So one. And oh, dang it, I got to change the things. I have James Freeman. See how much James Freeman helps me. This one's going to go on there. And we're going to call this one Impulse. That's going to go out to 2. And hopefully it's going to be a different color. Make that pretty blue. Okay, and then I'm going to have one more. It's just going to be the span instance. And it's going to import both of those. Import it from actual. Import it from impulse. Okay. So now we're going to compare these things. And really, if I invert the phase on one of them, or invert the polarity, that's the pedants really get me. It should be the same thing. It should null out, actually, because they should be identical. But there might be some random elements to it, so we're not going to hold it to that. Okay, so for now, I'm going to do the EQ first. Actually, let's get these identical first. So, Okay, so theoretically, if I invert the polarity here, we should get nothing. But that's not happening, so that has to do with... Okay, so there you go. So if I hit stop, getting minus infinity, these things are completely nulling, okay? So here's the polarity inverted, okay? You guys got that? So we just did a null test on here. It just came out not perfectly nulled, okay? So we know that. So I'm going to take this first track. This is going to be our real EQs. I'm going to turn these back on. Let's turn span on. So I don't want this third... I don't know what this third thing is here. What the hell? Oh, it hit my impulse down here. Okay. It's just gonna knock it. Okay, what is this third thing? This third thing we don't need. It looks like it's summing the two of them together, maybe. Or we don't need that. How do I get rid of that so we don't see that? So we only see... I don't want anything right here. This is usually how I have it. Why? What am I getting here? So if I... Yeah, it must be them summed together. How do I not get that at all? I guess it doesn't matter. This will give me like the sum and difference signal. In fact, I wonder if I can actually do it that way. Do left minus right. That doesn't matter. We only care about the blue and the green. I don't usually get this though. That's why I'm a little bit tripped out. Anyway, I guess that's the sum signal. That's fine. We'll deal with that. What I want is the green and the blue to look the same. So we got the EQs on. So the first thing I want to do is move everything over a little bit. Let's just make sure we still got what we think we got. So I'm going to turn these two EQs on. And so now the blue and the green should be identical, so you can't even see them, right? And so put together, they're just 3 decibels higher than, or 6 decibels, whichever one that is. Let's see. Minus 52, minus 50, okay, so 6 decibels higher because we're combining 2 identical signals. So the green and the blue are hiding on top of each other. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these EQs. I'm going to put an IR here. Why can't I put an IR? Cabinet on the next slide. Guess you can't have cabinet and IR on the same one, is that right? 2048. And I'm going to pick JF, let's say JF Mega EQ. Okay, now we should get a null when I get this to the right level. Okay, see how the green and purple are the same? Okay, so that's wrong. Let me take this down quite a bit. I wish this purple wasn't here. It's really confusing me. Okay, wait, hold on. Which one is which? Oh, the impulse is the blue one. Okay, so that one needs to go up, actually. Okay, so green and purple are the same. I don't understand how that can be, but whatever. Okay, we're getting closer. Now, the way processing works, there could be some slight differences here. But if you're looking, this blue and this green, they're getting very, very, very similar, aren't they? Okay, so I'm just going to move this over here so we know. Go up 3 decibels. It's 0.3 decibels. Now they're pretty much right on top of each other. There's a little bit. Let's take a listen to this different signal now. So there's tiny, tiny differences here, but nothing you'd be able to write home about, I don't think. I'm not sure who is actually too loud and too quiet at this point. The blue and the green are so close together. Let me change color here onto impulse. See, this is the kind of stuff we like doing here, right? This is the sciencey stuff. I'm going to change this color to red. Okay, so that should be different enough. Okay, so that's still a little bit quieter. You see these little differences here. Okay, so they're pretty much right on top of each other at this point. There is a different signal. I don't think you're going to hear this. I think that has more to do with, this could actually have to do with the timing. So one thing that I really got to learn is how close I can cut these impulses at the front. I think I'm giving up some latency by not trimming them tight enough, but we should do that. We should do a comparison of different cut lengths. Okay, so the other one to check out now. Now we've pretty much shown the EQ is perfect, right? I mean, as far as I can tell. Okay, so I've matched these EQs. Unfortunately, what I should be doing is matching them at 0. So let's do that. So I can later on we'll get these the same way they were at the beginning. And I'm going to do that with the cab right now, too. So I'm going to change the cabinet to, was it +3? Yeah, it was +3 originally. Okay, so let me get the level of the EQ right real quick. I think that's about exactly right? Maybe 0.1 decibel difference. Yeah, that's so close. Okay, so I'm going to turn off this one. I'm going to turn now for the speaker cabinet. I'm going to put an IR down here. Interesting that you can't put an IR in a speaker cabinet on the same one. Let's get rid of it. We're going to put an IR here, 2048, even though we just saw what the problem with that was, right? This is going to be JF Mega Cab. So we want to match this one with the cabinet here. And let's see what these look like together. Okay. So something... So remember how quiet that cabinet was. I wonder if I'm going to be able to make this loud enough. Oh, I definitely am. Okay, never mind. Let's see what they look like, though. Zoom this back out so we can get a... Okay, so looks like maybe... There's 3. Pretty damn close, right? Give it another 0.3 decibels, maybe. Blammo, okay? If you want, we'll do the difference test real quick. So let me just out of phase. I almost hear nothing, right? So these two here should sound pretty much the same. So let me get my guitar. I could put a riff on here so we could really tell. Now look at this. This is kind of interesting here. Look how far apart they are at the bottom and at the very top, but how close they are in the mid-range. I wonder if that's an actual thing happening or if that has to do with the way these logs are done. Interesting. But anyway, I'm going to turn off the test signal. And let's put this one back the way it was. Put the amps on, EQ, cabinet. And in this case of this other one, I'm just going to use the IR, so I'm going to delete these EQs. How about that? Put this first EQ on. I could turn that into an IR, but there's no, I don't know if it eats any less. Okay, so we're going to compare these two. I'm going to compare them by hand. I know we should really put a riff on there so you can hear it, but so here we go. What did I do with my mixer? Sorry, hold on. Control M. There we go. Let's go back to 0. Now that we're not listening to that awful pink noise anymore. Now, I changed that cabinet for the impulse because I'm trying to save CPU, but I forgot that the newer Helix cabs eat like no CPU. So let's take a look at this real quick. I'm gonna go to Helix DSP allocations, and that's Ben Vesco. This guy sells like Helix presets and things like that. Really cool guy, and so he's gonna show you how much DSP these things eat. So I'm gonna type in cab, speaker cabs, new. Actually, what am I looking at here? Helix mono, Helix stereo. So I'm not sure if Helix mono, Helix stereo would be dual on this case. Look at the difference. The new ones eat 6%, the old ones eat almost 20%. The 2048 IR actually eats more than the cabs. I might want to just put the cabs back in, but let's just let's test how this is. But yeah, I'm probably gonna put those cabs back in, honestly, because it looks like it's actually gonna eat less CPU. Because remember, I made it 2048 instead of 1024, right? I don't think it's gonna make much difference because I already have a 1024 in there, so. I'm feeling some latency right now. It's kind of bugging me. And that's on the real one. Okay, so this is the real one. This is what you're looking at here with the EQs and the actual cabs. Now this should sound identical. Here's the one with the captures, the IRs. To do my regular show. Feels like I don't have enough gain. I don't really like how it sounds for this. Really working for me. There it is. So look at these settings here. So if I normal setting on the. I'm gonna try this one. So I mean, obviously a different sound. Sounds dull compared to these. And this is like a Master of Puppets anyway, so I could always up the gain on this thing. So let's do let's go for it. Let's make the Megadeth version of my kitchen sink. This may not work because of how much the vitriol eats, but for right now, I'm gonna call this. How can I do some? I could call it CTE. Will I remember what that is? If I put MD, will I remember what that is? If I do Mega, I'll think of Diesel's Mega, which I already have some presets for. So, and you know, there's only so many characters you can use. So what would I want to call this? So, let's just do MD. And see, right now I have it kind of written out by key because I'm using that harmonizer. See, I don't know if I want to say Megadeth or down to extinction or what's the name of that song? Aguante Megadeth, Aguante Megadeth. What's the name of that song? Now I'm forgetting. What's the name of that song? No. Oh my God, how am I forgetting the name of the song? Yeah, I'm not doing good today. Megadeth, Aguante. What is the... Oh my God, what is the name of that song? Somebody tell me. Come on, you guys make me look stupid. Symphony of Destruction. Now, see, if I write SOD, what are you guys going to think? And no, not the fake SOD, System of a Down, whatever. You guys think Stormtroopers of Death. So, I'll just put Megadeth. I'll just put MD. Whatever. Whatever. I'm obsessing way too much over this. Okay, so first of all, copy the amp over. And this may or may not work because this is going to eat maybe more CPU than it can use. Looks like it's okay. I need to be able to fit an IR in here, which may or may not happen. So let's find out about that. I'm going to put an IR. Looks like it can fit a 2048, so we're okay. And this IR is going to be JF. Mega EQ. And that's not where it's going to go. It's got to go here. It could go right after the amp. That might mess some things up for this, but I'm going to have to level match this anyway. So I'll do that later. What? Oh, shoot. What was I? Oh, my God. What was the value I was using? Minus 2.8. Okay. And I think I'm going to use the cap instead of the IR. Okay, and I'm getting rid of this. Yeah, I'm getting rid of the distortion. I'm putting this EQ in instead. Okay, so something's changed in the... Oh, because I've got a different IR. Okay. So we'll change this to a dual speaker cap. Dual. I'm just going to copy the settings. So that other IR, I don't really need it. Okay, so dual. So I haven't really done this before. Moon T75. And the other one's going to be a Moon T75. Okay, so this first mic, it's got to be a 57. It's going to be at position 4.5 and 2.25 inches distance. I wonder how this guy gets this so close. He's really good at this stuff. And 0 degrees. Low cut and high cut off. Levels +3. And I'm probably going to have to change this stuff around a little bit, but we'll deal with that later. Fan center, delay none. Okay, so the other cabinet is going to be a 57 as well. That's going to be at 5.8. It's going to be 0 degrees. 225 distance. No high cut. No low cut. 3 decibels. Let's save this real quick. Now you see this already has my stuff, so this chorus is going to add a little bit of treble. This is delaying the reverb. We're going to have to decide how to... Wow, that seems like so little gain. I mean, it sounds like so little gain for how high this gain is up. And this wheeze, man, ugh. Okay, but everything else is looking okay. I'm going to have to change some stuff for... Let's try this real quick. Okay, so I'm not super convinced. Hold on, let's go to the other one. Wait, is the sound of the chunkiness actually coming from the noise gate? Is that what that is? That might be. Let me turn off the delay and the reverb real quick. And the chorus, actually. I mean, you kind of want like some insane noise gate on here, right? In order to... So let's put this hard gate on. Like, that's more like it, right? Oh, I wish I could lock these together. Hold on. Let's do this kind of genty. So maybe it's that noise gate that we're really looking for, but... Let's see how this goes for our regular stuff. So for my leads, maybe I want to kick up the distortion a little bit, or maybe kick up the, turn the gain up right there, maybe. Maybe change the tone. See, on this one, my main one, I have a lot more difference between them. But so because I did this, watch what happens. So when I go to 12 string, is this EQ going to be on? Yep, but it shouldn't be. So should the amp. The amp's on, the IR's on. All this wrong stuff is on now. So I got to turn that off. Cab's still off, thankfully. I wonder how that works. So let's test this. Okay. Yeah, this stuff's all on. That's correct. Lead. I want to see this on. This on. This is bizarre. Okay. Keyboard. Don't really care because we're going to bypass all that stuff. Acoustic was chorus. We got to turn off that, and that. Crunch, I'm not really using. Harmony, I've got to have these guys on because it's going to be the same as the lead. So I might turn up the gain somehow. Let me go back here. I'm going to save this. Let's go to lead. See how this is. Seems like I got enough gain. Let's just try it out with one of these backing track things. Don't laugh at me too much here. I'm going to try this out. N&M Creation. I really like this channel. N&M Creation for their background tracks. Let's see what they got new. Cinematic, prog, metal backing. How to make gent progressive rhythms. Modern technical metal. I just suck at all this. Fast power metal backing track in E minor. Alright guys, get ready to make fun of me. I don't know how the balance is going to be. Thinking I need a little bit more gain. So let's see for the lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to automation assigned or controller assigned snapshots. I wish there was a quick save for Helix Native. I've asked about it, and I think I actually got kicked from a forum for asking about that. That was kind of weird. So I'm going to turn this up 3 decibels. on the lead. Let's see if that makes a difference. Now, recently, I've lost the ability to do artificial harmonics as well as I used to be able to. I keep thinking it's a gain thing. I think it's more to do with my fingers are soft or my fingernails are too big. I'm not sure which one. What I really need to do is like super glue the side of my fingers and see if that problem goes away. I swear there's enough gain here. So it is now. And let me undo this so it's back to 3. I'm not seeing a giant difference. Let me boost this up to 6. Now the trouble is if this starts feeding back, if the noise gate will no longer work. I really think it's something to do with my finger, and I have a feeling it might be my fingernail. I used to bite my fingernails, and now I don't anymore. I'm just going to cut the edge. It'd be funny if that's really what the problem was. You know, I used to be Mr. Artificial Harmonics, you know, and now I have so much trouble doing it. It's so weird. Now watch, I'm going to get an ingrown fingernail and I'm going to be really in trouble. The other thing, like I said, is let's just try the one that everybody knows, right? Level stuff, honestly. Okay, let me change. I'm gonna make the harmony the same way, 6 decibels. And this is just a guess. Back to the rhythm. Save this how it was. Okay, let's change this back to lead. See that noise? Oh. Destroys my soul. So it's like the gate needs to be after, and we actually did some experiments with that, but that could go up, but I don't really want to. I guess I could change the sensitivity during the lead, but I think it's okay. Let's have that noise. Let's just look at another one of these here, something easier for me. Melodious power metal in D minor. Okay, how about this? What's this going to be? This is C minor. That's D minor. Sorry. 80s heavy metal backing track, E flat minor. All right. I don't know how to play E flat minor, but that's right. has my normal. I think something's just wrong with my head. So the other thing I got to do is get these kind of in the same ballpark levels wise. Have another thing for that. If you guys want to see it, I'll bring it up. Hold on. Actually, pretty close though. Let me pull that up. So far away. Oh. See on. Bring up another Reaper file here. Levels. They got several tools here to help me with this. There's span, U-lean loudness meter, a couple other things. I don't know why this light is so washed out. I can't fix that real quick. I'm sorry. Small upper left half moon. Well, it's gonna get goofy and ugly for a second. Sorry. Okay, so here's how I level this thing. I'll have this is my regular one right here, and so let's just got a little riff here. I have something with a loudness filter on it for doing white noise. Not sure how well this translates to the guitar amp. Here's your standard, no filtering applied. But I'm gonna see just how close this one gets. So let me go to so it's gonna be track 4. Sorry. But I'd be interested to see how exactly this works. So let's take a look at this here. Okay, so here's the filtered one. Here is the unfiltered one. If there's a smaller way I can make this. As small as it gets. Okay, well that's okay. So I'm getting minus 16.5, minus 23.8 about. Let's see so. Wow, okay, so this really does get it a lot more apples to apples. Interesting. Okay, so this may be the way I should be doing my leveling. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, in this case, this one's a lot quieter, but try this one. Here's my Bogren attempts. They're still pretty close, though. It's interesting just how much closer it is with this filtered sound. I wonder if that's going to make my other ones too bright. I don't know. Here's the boogie. It's a little bit quiet, maybe. Here's Master Puppet setting. Okay, now we're on to a problem, right? So let me go back. Okay, so here's the control. This is my Rev Purple version. This is really what I got everything kind of to sit correctly at. Minus 23.9, maybe minus 24, minus 23 point. Let's take a picture of this real quick. So this is going to be about where we're at, okay? Here's Master of Puppets. See, that's stupidly low, okay? That is at least 4 decibels too low, okay? So let's, I guess I could do it from the impulse response. Let's see what we get to. Yeah, that's about right. Let's see, that's a library. And it seems right. Now, I do have one more tool that I'd like to use here. Let me pull it up. Well, I should anyway. Where's my span? I swear I have an instance of span here that's got... Okay, yeah, right here. Okay. So the one that I'm going to be comparing it to is let's see, which one is it? It's a good question. I think it's going to be this one. Let's find out. I should say vitriol. Where does it say it? Why is that one gray? One's gray and one's purple, and it shouldn't be. Unless I changed it in the... It's so weird. Two stereo. I'm sorry. Vitriol pre. I'm going to call that vitriol pre. that should be purple. Who's purple if that's not purple? Where the hell is purple coming from? Okay, hold on. Alright. Something weird is going on here. I'll get to the side, guys. That's green. That's proper. Find out where else span might be. Span plus. Step 2. So I seriously want to know where 2 stereo is coming from. Yes, I know that was 3. Notice the purple line goes away when I mute this one. But this one's not called 2 stereo, it's called 2. Just ditch it real quick and see if it still exists. Yes, where would that be coming from? Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. Is it coming from the original tracks? Uh-oh. I have no idea where this is coming from. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, sorry about all that. Okay. So I'm just gonna do it from the angle track. Okay, so this is gonna be my my reference. Yes, I'm gonna put the new one on. Okay. And here's the loudness meter. But let's look at span. So you see they're roughly the same volume. There's a lot more highs on the Megadeth one, but less low mids. And this is the area where you're gonna find yourself, you know, losing live, right? So this is where we kind of got to match it, which is why this this filtered one is probably a good bet, unless I had a lot of lows in it. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna mute the original, the control track. I'm gonna look for, what is it, minus 24. Around minus 24 is where we want to be. Okay, and why is this not going to track 2? I think this one is going to track 2, and this one's not? Well, it's not, okay. So we'll just drag that over. There we go. Okay, so let's see where this ends up. It's about in the same place. Actually, a little louder, maybe. I don't know that that's right, though. Let's listen to this difference. I think it is. Oh, pretty close, huh? Maybe I could boost this guy a little bit. I have a feeling I'm going to see some bass problems with these presets here. So that is BDH3. Let's try 5169 here. That's about right. This one actually might be a little bit too loud. Hard to say. We'll drop it by 2.2 decibels. It's not going to be much. Okay, so let's check the Rev C. Wow, that's an interesting sound. It's about perfect. Okay, so easiest way to do this, I'm going to export the set list. And I'm going to go to my... So this is my actual hardware editor right here. And I'm just going to import that set list. Amazing how much longer it takes on that thing. Look at that. It's just bumping along. All right, and that's going to be like watching window paint dry. So, anyway, so we got to see how to test out a preset, how to make an impulse out of the EQ that you're after, and somewhat how I level my presets. In fact, I'll show you what's going on here. So in this case, and again, from James Freeman's suggestion, I've low pass filtered this. Was one of Scott Stillwell's RBJs, yeah, EQ from Reaper. This is a free one, comes in Reaper as a JS effect, and I'm low passing at 1250, and that's what's getting them closer. I was actually using that for the pink noise fix, but anyhow, I think that's about it for right now. I got some stuff to attend to, but see you guys later.